Hello and welcome to another episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Andy's Chomping at the Bit Friday episode. So, yes, I am wearing pajamas because today's episode is on sleeping. So, I'm actually going to start because I listed off basically the polar opposite to be more specific, struggles on it. You know, some people struggle with falling asleep. Some people struggle with oversleeping. And for me, it's like it depends. Sometimes I struggle on both ends. But I'm going to address the oversleeping first because that was the one that I struggled with most of my life, especially early on. So part of it was, actually, I know a lot of it was from depression. Because when I was depressed, there's something about sleep that, at least for me, is extremely comforting. Quality sleep, I should say. And so, I mean, some of my best friends can attest to this. Growing up, I would spend, in the summer months when everyone else was playing outside, I would spend an unusually significant amount of time sleeping. And so to this day, if I don't have any kind of routine, if I break from routine significantly, if I don't set an alarm clock, even though I rarely get up when the alarm clock goes off, it at least wakes me up enough that I get up 30 minutes after it, roughly. And having a second alarm for that reason. Though I don't always get up on that one either, just being honest. And so oversleeping is an easy habit for me to get into. I have to have some structure in my schedule. And that's the other thing, idle time. Too much idle time, I'll take naps. Without motivation to do something afterwards, that nap that's supposed to be maybe 20 minutes turns into something closer to 2 hours, sometimes longer. So that's why I try my best to put stuff, even when I'm taking a break, I try to make sure that there's something there to occupy my time. Because if I get sidetracked and I don't fill that schedule with something, I tend to do that. I tend to oversleep. It's kind of like a relaxing pastime, but it's not a healthy one if I overdo it. So it's okay to take, I guess, in my opinion, it's okay to take small naps. But when I say oversleeping, I'm addressing the bigger, like I said, the 2 hours. That's not a small nap. That's, it's its own thing right there. But my latest problems have been closer to the falling asleep, struggling to fall asleep. And something I've had in a habit of, I should say, since I was a little kid. This has always been me. When I get really, really tired, I talk a lot. I frequently talk in that situation. Coincidentally, so this show is airing at 6 a.m. for the first, every Friday, 6 a.m. is when the show comes out. But I was at a hockey game last night, and so I didn't get home until really, really late. So here it is, the exact time I'm looking at on my computer screen. It is 2 a.m. when I am recording this, because there's no way I will be, well, one, I missed the earlier time frame to record because I was on the road, and there's no way I was going to wake up at 6 a.m. and be able to function. So you guys get to experience this. This is literally running on that that habit I was telling you about, where when I start getting tired, I talk a lot, and it seems like I'm energized. But in fact, it's not the case. If I stopped talking for 10 minutes, I would pass out in this chair. So it's funny how that works. But usually that's not the case. So usually I have a hard time staying asleep. Sometimes if my mind gets too wound up, I don't get a good quality sleep, I guess you say. Like, my mind will keep waking me up and preventing me from getting a good night's sleep. And so I found a couple things that have helped me with that. So one of them is I stopped eating. I try to stop eating later in the evening and at night. Now, there's obviously exceptions, especially around the holidays. There was way more exceptions than I should have made. But by cutting out a lot of that stuff, for some reason my body is able to. Usually, I tried like 5-6 o'clock, but like I said, that doesn't always happen. But it allows my body to. I don't know. I don't get the acid reflux. That's one of the reasons. Helps drastically on that part. I don't know. I just feel like I sleep better when not in an empty stomach, but not fresh after eating either. But a lot of the times it's my thoughts. My brain's just very naturally stimulated. Sometimes it can go in a really toxic situation. So if my mind starts running the what if scenarios on it, just randomly at night, that can go really good or it can go really bad. And I've learned not to chance if it's going to be good or bad. So there's some apps that have like white noise apps and natural sounds apps, like Calm is a common one. Slumber's rival one. There's a few of them out there where they have essentially different noises. The white noise, or rain, or thunder, waves, leaves, things like that, fire, that are meant to help you fall asleep. That little bit of noise, really. Sorry, I'm petting my dog at the same time here, because she's ready to go to bed. That little bit of noise, though, helps a lot of people as far as clearing that congestion and being able to fall asleep. And it helped me a little bit for a while. The thing that I really just caught on to, and I heard about it only a couple weeks ago, and I thought it sounded pretty ridiculous, and I was skeptical. I thought it was a really stupid bunch of shenanigans going on. But there's something, you can search this too. It's ASMR. And was it CBS Sunday Morning? They had it a couple weeks ago as one of the feature topics on, or segments on that show. And like I said, I thought it sounded ridiculous, but surprisingly it works. So essentially what it is, it's random certain noises that like they trigger. I don't know. They trigger like that tingly feeling in your body. Like, the best way I can describe it, when I tried it for the first time, is when I found one that I liked. It gives you like a tingling feeling, but I could feel right around here. Okay, so right through here. On the inside, not on the outside. On the inside, I could feel like that area of I could literally physically feel like my brain in that area. That's kind of hard to explain, or hard to imagine, I guess. It's the only time I've ever actually been able to say that I can remember saying where I could feel the energy or feel activity in my brain. It's a bizarre feeling, but it was a good feeling. I can say that too. It was very, very relaxing, and I fell asleep. And so now I just do that, and I find a good one, and then I put it on loop, and it's a YouTube video that I'll watch, and I'll put it on loop, and I'll fall asleep, and I'll be I'll be out cold until that alarm goes off in the morning. It's amazing how well that works for me. Can't say it works for everyone. I don't. Last I checked, there's not a whole lot of published, peer-reviewed research on that that topic. That's to the best of my knowledge. If someone has some access, or if someone knows of any published, peer-reviewed research on the matter, please share with me, either in the comments or through private message, a link to that source. I would really like to get more information on that personally, and then hopefully I can share it with you guys, either on another Chomping at the Bit episode or a Daily Biscuit. But I can tell you that it has helped me drastically as far as being able to sleep, going to sleep quickly, and staying asleep. And like I said, that tingling feeling in the head. Every time a negative thought would creep into my head, it was almost like it just flushed right out naturally. I'm probably using the wrong words, to describe that. I don't know if naturally is the right word. With ease. There's an easier word. So that has been my way of falling asleep lately. Well, like I said, I have the polar ends on this. So, but I can tell you this also. So one of my struggles, and it's part of my addictions, is stimulants. As far as, for substance, I used crack, cocaine, during active addiction. Sex addiction, that's technically stimulating. Nicotine is considered a stimulant, surprisingly. And obviously caffeine. And I was really drinking caffeine. I mean, like, before I quit, I would take a pot of coffee in the morning and throw it on ice and chug it. And by noon, I would have had at least 2 to 3 pots of coffee. I should also mention that I was within a month and a half, I think. I was about a month in on, a little over a month in on my clean time and treatment. So, got to put that into context a little bit. My brain was substituting. But the reason I mentioned that, I heard a very good discussion on NPR about this, about caffeine and the chain reaction, how it affects falling asleep and oversleeping. So when you consume caffeine, say in the afternoon or evening, right? You have, whether it be coffee or tea or a pop that has caffeine in it, right? You consume it, now you're having a hard time sleeping, right? Well, when you wake up in the morning, you're feeling tired and sluggish. So what do? You drink more caffeine, which then, just to make it through the day. So then at the end of the day, because you have caffeine in your system, guess what? You're having a hard time falling asleep again. Crazy thing that happens when you cut out the caffeine. Well, at least I experienced this, and I had heard this. This is why I tried cutting it out. I had heard, leading into it, that the first 3 days, when you cut out caffeine, are hard. But it gets easier after the 3 days. And I can attest to that. That for me, that was the case. The first day was challenging to say the least, keeping my eyes open. But I got a a bit of a tip from some nursing students at Lake Superior State University on this. Since I couldn't have caffeine, I was cutting it out. I green vegetables. So I believe I had a lot of at that point I had a lot of salad. Well, it was just vegetables in general, I think, but it was the green ones I was having. So I had cucumbers and salad or lettuce and so I was eating a lot of that. I think I had celery, literally just to try to gain energy. And it was tough, like I said, the first 3 days. But then after that, it got easier. And I can honestly say now that substituting the caffeine out and replacing it with things like the ASMR videos, though I only listen to them, so I don't know how much of I know there's visual aspects of it too that I'm not really too knowledgeable on, because like I said, I'm using it to sleep. I don't want to see it. I want to have my eyes closed. But that's helped me a lot. Like I said, even the white noises, the calm apps, and slumber. I have the slumber one on my phone. I don't pay for it, but I have it. Just because I can have simple, tranquil sounds. And that helps me sleep better. So then when I wake up, not only do I have more energy, but I'm often in a better mood. And I do want to mention also, and some of you may have experienced it, sleeping too long consistently is actually harder to wake up than if you set an alarm for an earlier time. So if I get 8 hours of sleep, boom, I'll wake up. I'm great. If I get 9 hours of sleep, it is a nightmare getting me out of bed. It doesn't happen. I mean, that one extra hour will make me sluggish. I mean, I'll get up, but it'll be a very slow-moving moment, and then I'll probably sit down on the couch and pass out again. So, so once again, that goes with the routine, the scheduling that I need to get a healthy sleep pattern. That's the other good one. So not just setting the time to wake up, setting the time to go to bed has helped a lot too. So when I'm at my best mentally and physically, I go to bed roughly around 10 o'clock, sometimes 11, and I usually wake up around, let's see, if I go to bed, so actually I've been going to bed close to 11, so on the good days, say I go to bed 11, so I wake up at 7, okay? If I actually do go to bed at 10, then I wake up at 6. I know it's sleeping in for some people, the whole 7 o'clock, but, depending on the circumstance, I do modify that. So, but yeah, so that's what I do. When I have that in a schedule, so not just like, okay, I'll do this for today and tomorrow, but like consistently, and that kind of it gets challenging because I have that high school schedule, that K through 12 schedule kind of programmed into my head. As far as, okay, you got to wake up early and go to bed early during the week. But on the weekends, you can sleep in, you can stay up late. And that pattern, every time the weekend comes around and I break from that cycle, gosh, Monday's so much harder. But if I continue with that cycle and maybe vary it by 30 minutes, Monday is so much easier to get back on track. So, yeah, that's my that's my daily bit, or Andy's Chomping at the Bit episode on the whole sleep thing. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do want to address real quick the Singing for a Cause event, because this month is the charitable cause, not an actual charity. And to be more specific, this month's cause is staying warm helping stay warm during the cold months, or during the cold time, essentially. So I will be for the first and third Sunday of this month, which will be this coming Sunday will be the first Sunday. There will be the performances where I will, and on the website I'll have this too. I'll be giving you information on resources that you can give to help, things you can do to help, but also resources for you if you are struggling to stay warm, whether that be the need for blankets, coats, gloves, hats, or even help paying your heating bill. There are resources out there for all of those things, and there's ways that you can help, whether it be donating money some places, whether it be donating an old coat that doesn't fit anymore, or maybe you don't like it because it has a stain on it. It still is valuable and can help someone. So that's going to be the Singing for a Cause Spotlight charity, or charitable cause, this month. Also, I want to make a note today that this coming Sunday's performance, so that will be, January 5th. So the January 5th performance will not be a live performance, but there still will be a performance, and it will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Sunday. It's going to be pre-recorded, just because this month, like I had mentioned previously, is very, very busy for me, and there's a lot of moving parts going on in my life, both personally and professionally. So this makes it a little bit easier to navigate going forward for this month. I don't know yet if the third Sunday will be a live one or recorded. It's most likely going to be live, because I don't like doing just recorded. I like going live in front of you guys. So, but at least this Sunday will be recorded, and I hope you guys do enjoy the show. I hope you get to see how you can help out and share with your friends and family. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you again, or you'll see me technically, on Sunday. So take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.